Hi, welcome to this video on how to grow and make serious profits in business, part 2. The part 1 had been discussed in a previous video on my YouTube channel. Please go ahead and watch that so that you can have a good flow of what we are discussing about. Okay, let's move on. The growth strategies for profitability. This is just a recap. We talked about this in the part 1 of this particular topic, where we talked about the place of knowledge, skills, and expertise, the place of passion in your business, and also practical strategies for growing the business profitably. So this is a recap for you to actually, the best is to go back to watch what we discussed in strategy 1, because we are going to dive straight into strategy 2. So how do you want to build and promote your brand? That is the second strategy that we are going to be talking about. So let's move. So what is a brand? So we'll talk a little bit about what a brand is. Very simple way of defining or understanding this. A brand is how people perceive you when they interact with you and your business. Whether you are trying to build a personal brand or a business brand, there is the place of the name, the face, the logo, style, color, voice, reputation that makes that brand what it is, and to also know how you are perceived. Let's go. How do you want to build your brand? You cannot build that brand without being consistent and intentional. You have to be consistent and intentional. So, and you have to have a good brand that can help your products or services stand out. So how do you want to build this brand? So you have to know who your target audience are, your potential customers. You have to know your lowest hanging fruit customers that you can, actually sell to or easily sell to. Circle of influence, we talked about it in this first strategy, and you will use, having these people as the first set of people, your target audience, to know how to understand what your target audience wants, what they need, what interests them, how to communicate with them, the message to communicate, the language to use to express what you're saying or communicating with them. All of this is very important. So how do you still want to build your brand? So you need to check what your customers, or sorry, you need to check what your competitors in similar or same industries are doing. Those that are established already in the business. So you need to go ahead and check. And however, you need to be very mindful not to copy what they are doing, but you can get inspiration and ideas on what they to do differently. So it is not exactly how they're doing it, but you want to be able to get some ideas. It can give you inspiration, right? The online space gives massive opportunity to be able to, do this without even being conspicuous, that or necessarily spying on your competitors. So let's be mindful of this. So Ijeoma, the bedsheet seller, we talked about this. We started the case in the first video. So go ahead and watch the first video. It's just 8 minutes. So you can actually get a lot from, watching that and now joining in this second video. So let's go back to that case a little bit. So what do we want to talk about on this particular about this particular business owner? So my advice, and which I think many will agree with me, would be for her to start building that brand from scratch. I'm not going to say the story all over again because we had said it in the first video. So I usually tell my mentees, and I tell people that I work with, people that I train as well, that who are actually startups, that there is no lost business, that whatever it is that you might have happened that made you take that step of maybe quitting or dumping that particular business, you can actually do a relaunch if truly you are interested in running that business. So Ijeoma can adopt this and leverage on her skills and expertise which she had acquired over the years. So there's nothing like a lost business. So I move back to Vivian now. Vivian is a liquid soap maker. Let's talk about the interesting story of this liquid soap business owner. So come along with me. So I will talk about, how it started just 2 months ago. Vivian had no clue of how to start the liquid soap business. I started mentoring Vivian on a program she enrolled for, and I helped her through understanding the venturing process because that was the starting point. People need to understand what the venturing process is, doing some kind of introduction to what an entrepreneur should, I mean, the traits and types of entrepreneurs that we have, and so many other things, how they should think, should they be person centric, and all of that. So we need to we had to establish that, and that was how she started, with all of that in mind and understanding all of that. She started, and she was manually mixing the soap, and she had some bottles which she wanted to use to fill them up, but they were looking so scruffled. So you could see the bottles. I put them on this page, looking not presentable to what she can actually sell to our customers. This was another journey we had to embark upon, so making her know what branding is all about. So we embarked on that journey. And this is where she is 2 months after, just 2 months down the line. But so many things had happened within that 2 months period. So she's been able to do the packaging better. It's still work in progress. This is not the final stage. There's still so many things that she's doing, but for her to be able to, push that the product out there. So after 2 months, this is the stage. So we are not limited by any resources, but we are limited by the ourselves, our own selves. So Vivian did not have the funds when she started this, and she was just barely living on a small salary with her family. So getting equipment was out of it, getting other things that could make the business work. But however, she started this because she got a scholarship program. I mean, she was on a program which gave her a bit of scholarship to be able to go through training, which she had the opportunity to be trained. I mean, and I mentored her and trained her. And part of the offer was that besides the training and mentoring, besides this training, the mentoring really helped her to be able to know certain things, like getting a business name. And she also got that on scholarship, the business name and logo, but there was still no funds. But after testing the product, so part of the things was that test this product, get feedbacks, get reviews, do videos, do get pictures, and that increased her production. And with little or no funds, she started selling. People started demanding for, because she got feedback, constructive feedbacks. People criticized some things that she went back to drawing board. She went to improve her processes, and then she got support from family and friends, and that consistently gave her, the mixing machine that increased her capacity and more sales. I'd worked with her on marketing techniques that she's applying. Now, demand is a struggle. Demand is a struggle. She's been able to get 3 more staff working for her. So you see that this is quite an interesting story. And how did she begin the story? So that story has been told and it's still work in progress, and she's aiming for a greater height. So how to build your brand? We are still talking about it. So focus on a particular service or product, and at the start, which you would have great skills, expertise, knowledge that you know very well, and you have what it takes. So be exceptionally good at it, and so that you can be identified for this offer. Okay. Another thing is that, how do you want to build this brand? I talked about business name, which Vivian got. So you need to get a business name. You need to get a brand for your logo. Where people can identify. They will know. It can be color, website, which you can put. It impacts a lot on your logo. I mean, the name can help you to also, you get the logo after you've gotten a name. Name is the first thing. Then you get your logo and the brand, the color, the website. All of this impacts on your brand marketing, so that it makes it very, very professional. Then get a business account to make you highly professional. There are opportunities out there. It's because many people do not know this. So promote your brand. Consistency is the key. To continuously shape and build your brand identity, you need to do what? To expose more customers to your brand and learn more about, your customers, how to communicate with them, and all other details that have been put here. In strategy 3, we'll speak more about promoting your brand. Thank you so much for listening to this. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And all this, you have my details there where you can connect with me on Instagram. You can connect with me on Facebook, and my email is there for you. Thank you so much. Bye.